everyone, it is January 30th, 2021, and we've got some Catasetums here in different stages of either going into dormancy, coming out of dormancy, and one of them is almost ready for water. So I wanted to do this quick video to show you where I'm at with everything and what I'm going to be doing. So I noticed a Catasetum orchid a couple of days ago with this new growth here. So I'm going to be repotting this later today. I'll link the video down below where I did a repotting for that orchid in the back. But now that this is growing, I'm going to be giving it a repot. They generally advise you to start repotting in the spring, but the best thing you can do is repot when you have a new growth. This orchid over here is still heading into dormancy, no signs of no new growths. This is not getting any water unless this bulb shrivels significantly. Otherwise, no water, no repotting, leaving it alone. This orchid over here has broken, so I'm actually going to remove this today and then try to propagate the top of this orchid. Otherwise, looks like actually we may have a new growth over here. I don't know if that's a growth. I don't know if that's a spike. I don't know if that's a root, but I'll be monitoring that, and I'm not going to do anything other than remove this to try to propagate it. Over here, we've got a dormant bulb. Doesn't show any signs of coming out of dormancy either. This is my Cycnodes Brown Delight, I believe, and we're leaving it alone probably till the spring if this decides to behave. And last but not least, we repotted this on January 3rd. Today's January 30th, so it's been here for a month, and we're noticing some roots. These roots are between 5 and 6 inches long. If we take a look at the bottom, this is why I like sphagnum moss for this. No pebbles floating all around. The roots are circling the bottom of the pot. Not only that, but we've got some roots that are going out of the pot. So I showed this to my mom and she's like, give this some water, you animal. But I think I'm going to hold on a little longer. I'm going to be monitoring this this bulb so that it doesn't get excessively shriveled. It's just a bit shriveled, but I am actually going to wait another week or two and see how far I can take this before giving water. So I'll give an update once these are a little bit longer so I could show you guys how far these can go until they need water, and I'll gradually introduce it. Anyhow, this is a quick update, and I will provide another update once these roots are longer. Hey everyone, welcome back. It's February 7th, so I want to give a quick update on a couple of the Catasetums. This one is still just fine, no new growths, not very shriveled. We're going to leave it alone. At this point, now that it's winter, you only water these orchids if the bulb gets excessively shriveled, and it's like so dry that the water's just going to flow right through, and that's okay. Just watering it really quickly, not soaking, just a quick trickle is enough to rehydrate these bulbs I found. We're leaving this alone. This is the orchid that we repotted last week. It continues to grow. Those roots are now branching out, so it's always better to repot when you see a new growth. Ideally, they will come in the spring, but when you grow indoors like I do, these things sort of pop out since they're getting pretty temperate conditions all the time. It's always spring for this orchid, so this is all set. It'll probably get bigger. Do not water this orchid or you risk rotting and killing it. So we're going to leave this alone. We're going to give it a month or so, and then we're going to monitor how it's doing. This was the orchid that had a new growth. Well, it had the top that I'm going to try to propagate, so I removed it. I'm just going to leave it alone, and it may shoot a new node of growth, and then if it does that, then I'll give this away. I do think it has a new growth. As you can see here, let's look a little bit closer. It doesn't look like a spike. I think it's a new growth. I will be repotting this in the next couple of days. No roots yet, but this is the time to do it. I'm just gonna leave this alone. And then last but not least is the Munyurara Millennium Magic Witchcraft. Okay, the back bulb is now getting pretty shriveled, so I think it's time to water. I've waited longer than advised, so normally it's like 3 to 4 inches, but the longer you wait, the stronger your roots are gonna be. At this point, there's quite a lot of roots. So as you can see, they're circling the pot here. And not only that, when we look at the bottom, these roots are probably like 7 inches. So I think it's time. I'm gonna give it some water. It hasn't had any water since I repotted it. Well, it hasn't had any water since a few weeks since I repotted it, because it's been probably like 2 or 3 weeks at this point. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give it some water. I'm not gonna soak it in water or anything. I'm just gonna run water through the pot. Whatever sticks, great. Let it drain, put it in a moving source of air, and then we will start watering from here. So my decision to water this was based on the health of the back bulb. If this was not shriveled like this, I would probably leave it alone, but I think it's time. This new growth is pulling the energy from this back bulb here. And these roots are ready. They're not gonna rot on me. The biggest issue with these Catasetum orchids is when people water them too early. And I just wanted to wait as much as possible. And just given the shriveled state of this bulb, like look in here, it's time. So I'm gonna give it water now, and hopefully tomorrow this bulb plumps up. Anyhow, thank you guys for watching. I wanted to quickly show you guys when this orchid was ready and give you guys an update. And I'll do another update in the spring when this is probably going to be much larger and this will be ready for water. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.